Last week, Pope Francis hosted Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas and Israeli President Shimon Peres at the Vatican to pray for peace at a prayer summit because the Israeli-Palestinian peace process has stalled in late April. Worse still, there had been no public meetings between the respective representatives for a year. Included in the original Vatican invitation was the Ecumenical Patriarch Bartholomew of the Eastern Orthodox Church. Historically, the split between the Roman Catholic Church and the Orthodox Christian Church occurred when the Church in Constantinople, the New Rome, convened the First Ecumenical Council in Nicaea in 325 AD. The division deepened in 1054 when the then leader of the Roman Catholic Church and the Orthodox Church each ceased to recognize the primacy of the other. Relations between the two churches remained friendly, and Patriarch Bartholomew's response to Pope Francis's invitation went farther than simple acceptance. Following the invitation, there are reports that the two leaders are planning a gathering to commemorate the 1700th anniversary of the original Council of Nicaea to take place in 2025, but Vatican officials say any such speculation is premature. Pope Francis extended the invitations to pray for peace together to the Israeli and Palestinian leaders during a 3-day visit to the Middle East after celebrating Mass in Bethlehem's Manger Square. Francis said it was the wish of all people that they, as leaders, come together to pray and work for peace. One scholar, R. Andrew Chestnut, professor of Catholic Studies at Virginia Commonwealth University, suggests the Pope's invitations are motivated not just by a wish for peace, but a desire to protect and represent Christians throughout the Middle East, where the number of both Catholic and Orthodox identifying people have fallen in the past few decades. Giampaolo Marta and Gian Antonio Allegri, two Italian missionary priests, and a 74-year-old Canadian nun, Gilberte Brussiere, have been released from a 2-month confinement in Cameroon, where they are thought to have been prisoners of Boko Haram, the same group responsible for the kidnapping of hundreds of schoolgirls, which prompted the viral hashtag #FreeOurGirls. The release was brokered by the Italian Foreign Ministry, who remains tight-lipped about the details, although it is generally thought that a ransom was probably paid. According to comments made by counterterrorism expert Michael Juno Katsuya on Canadian television, the policy of all Western governments is, we don't negotiate, we don't pay ransoms, but there are maybe different ways to do it, because at the end of the day, it's someone's life, and you want to be responsible for bringing these people back. According to Juno Katsuya, governments often engage in subterfuge such as donating cash to a third party which they know will find its way into the hands of kidnappers so that they can maintain the charade that they don't directly negotiate with terrorists. Much like the opening scene in the movie Prometheus, the Relians are a religious cult which believes that extraterrestrials called Elohim seeded the human race on Earth in a form of directed panspermia. For years, they have been lobbying Israel for permission to build an embassy to serve as a hub for the aliens when they return. However, the group seems ready to abandon their plans to allow Israel to serve as the focal point for this future federation of planets, and they have instead moved on to Canada as their new base of operations. According to a statement released by the group's spokesperson Daniel Turcotte, Canada will benefit from an economic impact of tens of billions of dollars in the long term. In addition, the host country of this embassy will improve and enjoy an immense prestige being the interplanetary hub. The residents of this country will be the first to benefit from the Elohim's very advanced technology in the fields, among others, of biorobotics, nanotechnology, medicine, transport of communications, as well as an access to some sources of energy currently impossible to imagine by our scientists.